My name is RJ Daniels. I was born in November 18, 1979 in New Iberia, Louisiana. So I started middle school in Kansas City, Kansas. Went to Rosedale Middle School. It was a great school. And what's funny is my father was the math teacher at that school at the time. So I was a preacher's kid and a teacher's kid. My father actually went back to school and became the vice principal of my high school. So basically I had guidance all through my school years. I graduated with honors. I was in a National Honor Society. I played 3 sports. I was all varsity all 3 years that I played varsity in football, basketball, and track and field. So to fast forward, I got me a scholarship to go to a community college because I didn't pass my ACT, to go to a D1 school. So I went to a community college, and then that's when I really started actually just doing whatever, because I had free time. And so I was actually drinking and smoking more than I was going to class and doing my homework and even skipping practices. So I ended up losing my scholarship. By the age of 30, I'm skipping all the way to 30. 30 years old, my father had passed, and that was like the most worst thing that I've ever felt. He was more than a father to me. He was like my best friend. He was somebody that I was able to talk to about any of my problems, and that really crushed me. So my drinking really just took off from there. It was all about drinking. I wasn't doing anything else but drinking. I was drinking on my job. I was hiding my liquor and my alcohol problem from my lady, Michelle. Love you. My mom them knew I had a problem. My mother kept telling me, son, you need to get you some help. Son, you need to get you some help. And I'm telling her, Mom, I don't have a problem. It's just drinking alcohol. I don't have a problem. I couldn't just have like 1 or 2 beers or a shot. I would have to have 12 beers and drink a whole half pint or a whole fifth, and then I'm a whole different person. 2021 was a very rough year. I lost probably maybe 7 to 8 family members. I lost 4 just in August. My grandmother, that was very dear to my heart. I lost her. I lost 2 of my cousins and an auntie. One cousin and auntie to a head-on car accident. Another one of my cousins, was found overdosed on the floor in California. And so that really kind of brought me back to a very dark place. The beginning of 2022, January the 3rd, my grandfather had passed. So that's my grandfather had passed in a total of 6 months. So it was very devastating to me. It was a Friday. Me and my stepfather was talking about the Dream Center in Texas. And Pastor Mike just happened to inbox me on Messenger, and he called me because he seen I had posted a post about my grandfather passing. So he was just calling us to give his condolences, to say he was sorry for the loss. But at the same time, this is how God works. At the same time, he said, hey, I know that you're having to do a funeral and go through your sorrows and this and that of your loss. He said, but if you want to, he said, you could just come straight down here to Beaumont, because Beaumont is 2 hours away from Lafayette, where you're at. And it was just amazing because me and my stepfather, we were talking about the Dream Center, and he just happened to call in the middle of our conversation. And I honestly think that God knew that if I would have left Louisiana and went back home to Kansas, that I wouldn't have been there. I wouldn't have made it down here. But the program is awesome. You have to put in the work. You can't come in here and just thinking it's going to happen overnight. I mean, there's been plenty of times I wanted to pack my bag and leave, but to do what? God has a different plan for me now. I love myself. I forgave myself for all the wrongdoings that I was doing. I really felt like a failure because I had everything set up for me, and I chose to go opposite. But God said that He will restore all that, and He has. I love myself. I love my family. They love me back. They always knew it was in me. It was just for me to submit and let God take control. And that's what I've done. And I'm just hopeful, and I'm praying that my life, by the way, has been turned around. that it could help someone else out and let them know that it can happen. He can restore your brokenness. He can restore your heart. He can restore your mind. You don't have to use all of the devil's playground to feel like you're worthy, because you already are worthy. You just have to let God into your heart. So I just want to thank you guys. I appreciate it. I love everyone here. And go Chiefs. Thank you.